Hello students, welcome to this video lecture on derivation of shear stress formula for a beam which we studied in the mechanics of structure. So before going to derivation, we first take an introduction on shear stress. So in this diagram, you can see here this upper block is supported on these two lower blocks and this upper block is get subjected to one vertical load. Then definitely when this upper block is get subjected to vertical load, this lower block will give the resistance to this vertical load in the upward direction, and that resistance will be parallel to the surface of this block. Then this surface resistance is called as shear resistance. You can see here that uniformly on that surface. So if you want to find out the value of shear stress, then this value is equal to tau average is equal to this shear resistance divided by the shear area, which is also called as simple or direct shear. Then you can see shear stress in beam. So this is a simply supported beam. If you consider your beam is made up of different fibers or different layers, then definitely when beam is get subjected to bending action, the shear between these two layers of the beam is formed. So these two layers will start to slide on each other. So this is a type of horizontal shear. And in the second diagram, if you see here, because of this vertical load, as if you consider your beam is also made up of vertical layers, the vertical layer may slide on each other. So this is a case of vertical shear. So there may be a horizontal shear or vertical shear in the beam, but they are complementary to each other. And that's all about the shear stress in the beam. Then there will be the one concept of pure bending. So here in this diagram, this is just one simply supported beam subjected to these 2-point loads, and when you try to draw its a shear force diagram, the shear force diagram between these 2 points are constant, and at this point this plus P value and this downward force minus P, your shear force is 0 at this point, and between this point load to this point load that shear force remain constant, and again your shear force changes the sign to 0 to minus P, and your shear force here at this point is minus P. So if you observe at this SFD diagram, between these 2-point loads, there is no shear force. Means this portion of the beam is taken as a pure bending. Means whatever beam is get subjected, that is purely bending action and not a shear action. But in the theory of simple bending, no shear force is acting on the section, but in the actual practice, when the beam is loaded, the shear force at a section is always comes into play along with the bending moments. Means it's not a practical concept, it's a theoretical approach of pure bending, but in actually shear force is always exists along with the bending moment. And also it has been observed that the effect of shearing stresses as compared to bending stresses is quite negligible and is not so much importance, but sometimes shearing stresses at a section assumes much importance in the design criterion. Now to derive this shear stress, let us take one rectangular section of the beam or consider a small portion of ABDC of length dx of the beam loaded with a uniformly distributed load as shown in the figure. Now here this is the neutral axis of the section, the width of the section is dx, and I had taken two sections on this beam, that is this AP section and this is CD section. So we know that when the beam is loaded with a uniformly distributed load, the shear force and bending moment vary at every point along the length of the beam. So at AB section, the bending moment will be M, and at CD section, the bending moment will be M plus dm. It's a different value of bending moment at CD section. After that, definitely this section, some shear force will exist. So that shear force at AB will be F, and at CD will be F plus df. Means different shear force at CD. Then I is the moment of inertia of the section about its neutral axis. Now consider an elemental strip at a distance y from the neutral axis as shown in the figure. So here I consider one dotted line which is one elemental strip at a distance y from the neutral axis. Now let sigma, that is intensity of bending stress across the AB at a distance y from the neutral axis, means at this AB section and on this layer or on this elemental strip, the sigma is the bending stress at AB and A is the cross-sectional area of the strips. Then we have already discussed, or we have a bending formula that M by I is equal to sigma by Y. Means if you want to find out the bending stress at any layer on the beam section, that bending stress will be equal to M upon I into Y, where M is the moment of resistance, I is the moment of inertia of the section, and Y is the distance of that layer from the neutral axis. So this is the bending stress at the section AB. Then if you want to find out the bending stress at the, if you consider this is one strip, so at this point the bending stress is this much, and if you want to find out the bending stress at the CD section, then definitely it will be sigma plus delta sigma, and which is equal to the respective bending moment of that section, that is M plus dm divided by I into the respective neutral axis distance, that is Y, where sigma plus delta sigma is the intensity of bending stress across the CD section. Then we know that force acting across the AB, as we have a stress, then stress is equal to force upon area. So if you want to find out the respect to shear force, then that respect to shear force is equal to respect to force is equal to stress into area. So that respect to shear force is equal to sigma into A. We have a sigma is M upon I into Y into A. So this is the respect to force at AB section, and similarly force acting across the CD will be sigma plus delta sigma into A, that is M plus delta M divided by I into Y into A. So these are the two values of forces acting at this AB end and acting at this CD end. Now if you observe this elemental strip, I had drawn this one diagram of elemental strip where this end of the strip is subjected to this much bending stress M upon I into Y, and this end of the elemental strip is get subjected to this bending this much amount of bending stress, that is M plus delta M upon I into Y. But if you observe these two values of bending stress at these two different ends, there is some unbalance in the force. Means if you want to find out that net unbalanced force on the strip, it will be M plus delta M upon I into Y into A minus this M upon I into YA. So if you subtract this from this end, then we got the net unbalanced force is dm upon I into Y into A. So at every layer on the, or every elemental strip on the along the beam section, there is one unbalanced force is acting on the beam, which will subject it to shear stress. So total unbalanced force above the neutral axis may be found by integrating the above equation between 0 to d by 2, that is neutral axis to upper and lower extreme fibers. So I just integrate that equation from 0 to d by 2, then it will be equal to dm upon I into A into Y into dy. So dm upon I it will take outside, and integration of 0 to d by 2 A into Y into dy. So integration of A into Y dy is nothing but A into Y bar. Okay, and so the final equations comes to be dm upon I into A Y bar, where A is area of the beam above the neutral axis and Y bar is distance between the center of gravity of the area and the neutral axis. So we know that the intensity of shear stress, if you want to find out, it will be equal to tau is equal to total shear force divided by the respective area. So total unbalanced shear force is this much, that is dm upon I into Y AY bar divided by the respective area. So elemental strip area is width of the strip is dx, and the that area will be dx into b, where b is the width of beam section. Okay, so it's a dm upon dx we will take outside, then ay into y bar divided by ib. As we know that substituting dm upon dx, that is derivative of bending moment equation with respect to dx, will give you shear force. So it will be a shear force into ay bar into ay bar divided by ib. So by rearranging the term, we got the value of shear force tau is equal to F, we can represent by S also, that is shear force. So S AY bar upon IB, where S or F is a shear force at the section, A is the area of the section above the neutral axis, Y bar is the distance of the shaded area above the neutral axis or from the neutral axis. Then AY bar is the movement of shaded area about the neutral axis, and I is the moment of inertia of a whole section about its neutral axis, and the last one is B is width of the section. So if you want to find out the shear stress at any layer on the section, you can find out this general formula of shear stress. Thank you.